Good morning, all of you. Welcome you all in this platform of OPSC StudyIQ. Today is 8th May. So let's start our current affairs discussion. I hope audio and video both are working fine. Audio and video. Akshay Pranam, Sasmita, good morning. Krishna, good morning. Manas, good morning. Tamanna, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so let's start today's session. Before I start, let me tell you, we have this foundation batch Aram. Sound, comma, Suchi. Okay. Is it fine now? Please cross check. Jai Jagannath Sikha. Please cross check. Is it fine now? It's okay now? Morning. So we have foundation batch, that is Arambh batch. And if you want to join for the foundation course, that is Prelims and Mains, you can join us through this batch Arambh, which is commencing from 10th of May, So if you want to join and make a comprehensive preparation for the Odisha Civil Services examination, then you can join in this particular batch. Although I will explain those detailed features of this batch in between the class or after the class. Okay, so let's start. Today's news: Operation Sindoor. The whole country is celebrating this Operation Sindoor. Human Development Index 2025. India's first geothermal production well in Dirang. First interstate cheetah conservation corridor, FTA, between India and United Kingdom. Okay, so let's see few one-liner current affairs as well. Salim Saleh in break. Frederick merge. Operation Shiva. Airglow. India will become the world's fourth largest economy in 2025. So two operations we will see. One is Operation Sindoor. The other one is Operation Shiva. We'll see those. And along with that, we will see few current affairs related to Odisha as well. Good morning, all of you. Operation Sindoor trigger in response to the terrorist attack carried out by the Resistance Front, TRF, the Resistance Front, affiliated to Lashkar-e-Taiba in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, 22nd April 2025. As we all know, it was an attack on those unarmed tourists in the Pahalgam. Deaths in attack was 25 Indian nationals and one Nepali national lost their lives. So total life lost in that attack 26, and in this 25 one Jawan was also there. Okay, so objective of the Operation Sindoor: nullifying cross-border terrorist infrastructure, targeting terror camps. So terror camps have been targeted, located in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. I think you know this. If you see the map of this Jammu and Kashmir region, you will find this particular part belongs to, or it is considered as Indian Kashmir, and this part is known as the POK, that is Pakistan Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and this part is known as the Azad Kashmir. Pakistan calls this part of the Kashmir that unauthorized occupying Kashmir by India. We also call it unauthorized occupation of Pakistan of this part of the Kashmir. So generally, infiltration happens from this POK division or POK area, where India, under this Operation Sindoor, launched attack on those terror base. Okay, providing justice to victims of Pahalgam attack, holding terrorists who killed Indian citizens accountable. Okay, so it's a kind of a revenge attack on the Pakistan occupied Kashmir and those terror camps, so that to kill those terrorists. taking steps to prevent future terrorist attack, to foil future attacks based on intelligence received, reinforcing India's right to self-defense at the international platform. So it is not only to destroy the terror camps, it also claims right to self-defense. That means you have every right as a sovereign country, you have every right to protect your territory, you have every right to protect your country and countrymen. International platform, this action was taken under the self-defense, which was considered justified as per the international law. Okay, so although Pakistan calls it the act of a war, right? If you have seen the press or the media briefing by the Prime Minister and other officials in Pakistan, they are calling it act of war, but India justifies it on the name of what? Self-defense. Details of the operation, if you see, targeting 9 terrorist camps, of which 4 were located in the Pakistan and 5 in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So you can see here, I mean, this part is what we call the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is also known as the Gilgit-Baltistan division, and this part is known as the Azad Kashmir. So along with this border area where these terror camps are there, so 9 places have been attacked by Indian Army or Indian forces. Targeted terrorist group Jaish-e-Mohammed, I think you must have seen in the news, Masood Azhar's 10 family members have died in this counter attacked by India. Lashkar-e-Taiba, Hizbul Mujahideen. So 3 military groups have been targeted in this particular attack by Indian forces. Military action, the Indian Air Force and Special Forces carried out the strike, destroying terrorist camps while securing civilian areas and military installations in Pakistan. So these are the 9 areas like Muzaffarabad LET, and then Muzaffarabad Jaish-e-Mohammed, Gulpur Kotli, Barnala Bhimber, Abbas Kotli, and Bhavalpur, Muridke, Sarjal, and Mehmuna Joa. So these are 9 places where Indian forces have attacked, or basically the terror camps, excluding those civilians. Now, strategic and diplomatic implications, strong deterrence message. This attack sends a strong message to the sponsors of terrorism and their safe havens, especially in the case of Pakistan's support to terrorists like Sajid Mir. See, the point is, why any kind of terror act we blame Pakistan. Now, this we need to understand. See, there are organizations who are planning or executing this kind of attack, but why we always blame, or why this Pakistan is targeted? Because the simple thing is, Pakistan territory is being used to execute, or Pakistan territory is being used for this planning and executing of this attack. And all those terror leaders are also hiding themselves in the Pakistan. It is considered as a safe haven. So this act is considered as state-sponsored terrorism. Remember this term, state-sponsored terrorism. If there would be any question related to terrorism or terrorist kind of thing in your mains exam, so you can use that. Why Pakistan is always being targeted by India? Because Pakistan is considered as state-sponsored terrorism, because the state itself, the government itself, is supporting this terrorist group and terrorist activist. Okay. So global attention, the attention of the international community was drawn to Pakistan's policies of continued support to terrorist group. So this is the reason why at every places India is trying to isolate Pakistan in all those groups. Now, India's counter-terrorism policy. After the Uri and Balakot attacks, this operation further strengthens India's counter-terrorism policy. So we need to give a reply, or the counter-reply we can call it. International support. This is likely to get Indian international diplomatic support to the safety of its citizens. So I think you must have seen after this attack, or when officially this Operation Sindoor was made successful, and Indian government and the Indian army made it public. So you must have seen the response of international media, or in response of other countries. There is no such country which has condemned such, the counter kind of this attack by India or any such strike on the terrorist, because everybody knows that terrorist is a bigger problem for India and other parts of the world as well, and Pakistan is that country which sponsored this terrorist and terror groups. Moving to the next topic of today's discussion, Human Development Index 2025. India ranks 130th on the Human Development Index as per the 2025 report, which is published by United Nations Development Program. The SDI is a composite statistical measure that assesses a country's average achievements in major dimensions. And what are those major dimensions? Just remember, there are 3 dimensions on which the Human Development Index is being measured. And what are they? The number one is the health measure, the second one is the education, and the third one is the standard of living. So if you see the health measured by the life expectancy at birth, that means how many years a person is living after the birth. So just mention in the comment section what is the life expectancy of a person in India. What is the life expectancy or average life expectancy? Just mention in the comment section. Education, similarly, education measured by average years of schooling and expected years of schooling. So how many years a person have gone to the school or went to the school, and how many years one person has got the education, okay, and expected years of schooling, The third component is the standard of living measured by the gross national income per capita adjusted to parity purchasing power. So what is the meaning of this gross national income per capita? So per capita national income means what you call per person income. That means simple calculation is total income of a country, total income divided by your total population. Total income divided by total population, that is the average income, or what we call the per capita income, jahan ko main mundo picha aaya boli ko, right? Someone is saying 72, someone is saying 60. What is the exact number? Publisher. It is published by United Nations Development Program, first presented in 1990 by 2 economists. Number one, Mehboob ul Haq from Pakistan and Amarnath Sen from India. Okay, Mehboob ul Haq from Pakistan and Amarnath Sen from India. These 2 people have developed this index, and for the first time it was published in 1990. Now, highlights of the 2025 Human Development Report. So let's see what are those highlights. Number one, India's 2023 SDI ranking was 130th out of the 193 countries and 133rd in 2022. SDI value in 2023, that 0.685, 0.676 in 2022, range still under moderate human development but closer to the high development threshold. Comparison, same SDI value as Bangladesh but with a different indicators. India is ahead of Pakistan 168 and Nepal is 145th. Okay. So as per the 2023 report, let me cross check the year. This is 25th, okay, 2025, 130th, right, out of the 193 countries, and this is again 25, so by mistake it has been written 23, right, and the score is 0.6885, similar to the Bangladesh, and India is ahead of Pakistan as well as the Nepal or our neighboring countries, correct? So moving to the next. Progress, let's see. Life expectancy increases to 72 years in 2025 again. It's 2025. So ଏବେ life expectancy ହେଉଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର କେତେ 72 years. Expected years of schooling increases to 13 years from 12.6 years. Mean years of schooling, that means average years of schooling, that is 9 years from 6.57 years. Gross national income per capita, that is $9,046.76. Okay, so again it is 25. So it's 25. Okay. So whenever I give this PDF, just rectify, or else I will provide this PDF to you so that you will have a correction. Next, multidimensional poverty. 135 million Indians moved out of poverty between 1516 to 1921. 135 million. What is this multidimensional poverty? Initially, poverty was considered as unidimensional or with respect to only income. Now we have made this poverty multidimensional. Along with the income, we are also considering the other factors. For example, health, for example, education, sanitation, and other dimensions of a person's survival. So that is the reason it is considered as the multi-dimensional poverty. If you see, 135 million Indians moved out of poverty in 2015-16 to 2019-21. Persistent inequality, inequality adjusted human development index, India lost 30.7% due to inequality, the highest in Asia. So inequality adjusted HDI, that means while calculating the HDI, inequality has been adjusted. India lost 30.7% due to inequality. Gender inequality, if you see, female labor force participation and political representation remains low. Okay, India's ranks is only 102nd. Female labor force participation in terms of economy or different jobs plus political representation, maybe at local self-government or parliament or state assemblies, it also remains low. In terms of national income per capita, it's 7 ranks below SDI rank. Income remains a weak spot with respect to India, right? So these are few findings with respect to Human Development Index 2025. Now, global trends. Top performer, Iceland 0.972, Norway and Switzerland. These 3 top performing countries. Low performance, South Sudan, Somalia, Central African Republic. BRICS comparison, Brazil is highest among the BRICS countries. Not highest actually, Russia is better ranking. Russia is having better ranking. BRICS is the second. Brazil is the third, China is the second. So Russia is first, China is second, and Brazil is third. Then you can say South Africa is 4. All are ahead of India. Okay, India is in 5th position, you can say. Global SDI growth. Global SDI growth has been the slowest since 1990. The disparity between low and very high SDI countries has widened for the consecutive year. That means inequality must have increased. Okay, 4th consecutive year, this inequality must have increased. Why inequality is increased? Or the reason being, the few population or the top few percentage of the population, they are having the higher income than the bottom of the pyramid. So this is Human Development Index, indicators, dimension index. Okay. So SDI, life expectancy at birth, right? This is first one. Second, expected years of schooling or education, knowledge, and a decent standard of living. That is, you can simply say income, per capita income. Okay. Next is India's first geothermal production well in Dirang. India's first geothermal production well has been successfully drilled at Dirang in the Arunachal Pradesh. The project is executed by the Center for Earth Sciences and Himalayan Studies. Center for Earth Sciences and Himalayan Studies. Significant contributions from partner teams from the Norwegian Geotechnical Institute, Icelandic Geothermal Firm, Geotrophy, EHF, and Guwahati Boring Services. These are few institutions. By combined collaboration, they have made this project successful. Geothermal energy, known as the heat energy derived from the earth, is produced naturally due to heat occurring within the earth. It can be used for heating and cooling, or it can also be converted into electricity. I think you know this geothermal. You must have seen the spring, let's say Ottery, okay, warm water or hot water spring. So why the water is coming from the earth is so hot? What is the reason behind it? Only because of the heat. Okay, so that is the reason the water which is coming from that stream is generally warm or hot. Several important steps are being taken for the development of geothermal energy in India. Geothermal Atlas of India 2022, published by the Geological Survey of India, which identify geothermal sites. So what are those areas where geothermal is a possible kind of thing? So this survey or map have been published by the Geological Survey of India. Renewable Energy Research and Technology Development Program promotes the development of geothermal energy. A 20 kilowatt pilot geothermal power plant has been set up by the Singareni Collieries Company Limited in Bhadradri, Kothagudem district of Telangana. Okay, 20 kilowatt pilot geothermal power plant project. So we are exploring alternatives for our energy security, because now, I mean, it's a global trend. We have to reduce our use of fossil fuel by using this coal, etc. So we need to find out other alternatives for the energy security. So one among them is this geothermal production well. Major geothermal sites, first one is Himalayan region, Puga, Ladakh, Manikaran, Himachal and Dirang, Arunachal. If you see North India, Sohana, Delhi, Gujarat, Tuwa, Tusiham, Dolera, Central India, Sonata, Huai, West India, Ganeshpuri, Bhutaya, South India, Manuguru and Totapam. Other regions, Rajapur, Surajkund and Clodobhan Vesi. Next, first interstate cheetah conservation corridor, Rajasthan to join India's first cheetah conservation corridor with Madhya Pradesh. Under wildlife conservation in India, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh will jointly establishing country's first interstate cheetah conservation corridor covering 17,000 square kilometer. So who are those two states under the first interstate cheetah conservation corridor? They are Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. The project will connect Palpur Kuno National Park and Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary of Madhya Pradesh to Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve of Rajasthan. So three protected areas will be connected. The one is the Palpur Kuno National Park, where actually this cheetah were, conservation process is on. These cheetahs were brought from the Africa. I think you know this. We have discussed in many times. And Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary of Madhya Pradesh to Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve of Rajasthan. Project Cheetah. India's effort to re-establish the Asiatic cheetah species, which has gone extinct in Indian wildlife habitats. So there was no more cheetah in India. So now we have translocated this cheetah from the African region. The project was launched in 2022. Just remember this, it could be asked in prelims. Like Project Tiger, Project Cheetah was also launched in 2022 when the first group of cheetahs was relocated from the Namibia and South Africa to Kuno National Park. Okay, Namibia and South Africa to Kuno National Park, Madhya Pradesh. Key implementing agencies, Wildlife Institute of India, WWI, and National Tiger Conservation Authority, NTCA. National Tiger Conservation Authority, NTCA. Development of Cheetah Corridor, the total area including these three protected areas 17,000 square kilometer would be the region. Madhya Pradesh, that is contributing 10,500 square kilometer, and Rajasthan is contributing 6,500 square kilometer. Next, FTA. India and United Kingdom have signed a historic FTA that will allow the UK to enjoy zero duties on export from India. Okay, so this FTA was pending from many years. I think you know this, Brexit. So Brexit happened in 2010-11 time. So before Brexit also, when UK was member of the European Union, then also there was a negotiation between European Union and India for this FTA, but that is still pending. So after exit from European Union, UK or Britain started negotiating with India with respect to FTA or free trade agreement. So finally, FTA between the India and UK have signed a historic free trade agreement that will allow UK to enjoy zero duties on exports from India. Now, what is this FTA, free trade agreement? Let me explain that as well. Suppose if you consider total 100 items or 100 products have been exported and imported between these two countries, UK and India. So as per the discussion, they might have come to a conclusion that what are those products where there will be zero duties or zero tariff, what we call, okay, zero tariff. And what are those products where there will be very less amount of tariff? So two things I just told you. Few products where there will be no tariff or what you call the zero tariff, and the second part is very less kind of tariff. So this is what we call the free trade agreement. Now question is, what is the benefit from this free trade agreement? Let me highlight or let me tell you one example. Suppose India is good in producing, let's say, rice, okay, and for example UK is good in producing let's say milk, okay. So India is comparatively advantaged in producing rice and UK is good in producing, let's say, milk. So India, for its own purpose, also producing milk, it has its own dairy sector, but in comparison to dairy sector in milk, India is having advantage in rice production. So what India can do, India, instead of putting resources in the dairy products, India can put those resources in the rice, so that India can produce like good amount of rice, or the production will increase significantly. And India can import dairy products or milk from UK because UK has a comparative advantage in terms of milk production or dairy sector. So broadly you can say these are the benefits, and UK will import rice from India instead of production in their own country. So this is a broad kind of understanding why FTA is beneficial. But if you see in the real or practical world, every country wants to have a self-sufficiency and self-reliance, that is Atmanirbharta. Every country is producing their own requirements. India is producing milk, India is producing rice as well, India is producing cotton, yani ki textile industry as well. UK is also similarly doing the same thing. But there are certain products, for example, engineering technology, automobile technology, where we need expertise, jota ki India kari paru nahi, UK will help, or UK will try to provide those products. And there are certain things where UK is in disadvantageous position, India will provide that kind of support. So overall, you can say there would be a win-win situation in case of FTA. There should not be a zero-sum game. What is this zero-sum game? Zero-sum game means one losing, one winning. But when we say win-win situation, both the countries should win in this trade. So both the parties, both the countries have signed this FTA. The agreement was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. 99% of Indian exports to get zero duty. See, in this globalized world, okay, we need to explore markets as well, right? You must have seen after this election of Trump is trying to like making this world trade kind of very disadvantageous position by coming with every day with a new statement that this much of tariff will be imposed on India, this much of tariff will be imposed on any other countries. So we need to explore other alternatives. We cannot put all eggs in the same basket. We should have alternatives, and this could be that alternative for Indian products at least. So 99% of the Indian exports to get zero duty. Most items exported from India to the UK will now benefit from zero duty. That means there will be no tax, no tariff on those export items, covering almost 99% of the tariff lines. Duty reduction on 90% of the tariff lines in the UK. India has agreed to cut duty on 90% of tariff lines from the UK. That means whatever products will come to India, India will reduce 90% of the tariff. Okay. UK will reduce 99% of the tariff. That means if earlier the tariff was 100 rupees, now the tariff will be only 1 rupee in case of UK. And earlier the tariff was 100 rupees, now it will be only 10 rupees for India. So this is what they have agreed upon, of which 85% will become zero tariff over a decade. Okay. So these are kind of the agreement. So there are some products where will be zero tariff and some products will be minimum tariff. Okay, changes in the tariff on specific goods. Tariff on whiskey, gin will be reduced from 150% to 75% and then further reduced to 40%, okay, by the 10th year. Actually, Europe is good in terms of what you call spirit industry or the liquor industry. So whiskey and gin, when they were coming to India, India was imposing a lot of tariff on that. So now it has been agreed upon. It will be reduced at the initial phase from 150% to 75% and further it will be reduced to 40% by the 10th year. Automotive tariff will be reduced from 100% to 10%, automobile industry. Dual contribution agreement. Along with this trade deal, the dual contribution agreement has been successfully concluded, which will allow Indian workers temporarily working in the UK and their employers to get exemption from social security contributions for 3 years. Okay, what is this dual contribution agreement? Dual contribution agreement has also been successfully concluded, which will allow India workers temporarily working in the UK and their employers to get exemption from social security contribution for the 3 years. Earlier, those people were working in UK, so they were not coming under any kind of social security benefits. For example, education for their children, health for their children. So now there would be a 3-year exemption. There will be no such kind of social security would be given for 3 years. But after that, if they continue in that company or they continue for that job, then those social security benefits will be provided those employees and employers. Okay. One-liner current affairs. Salim Saleh bin Brek. Salim Saleh bin Brek has been appointed as the new Prime Minister in Yemen. This appointment has come at a time when the country has been struggling with civil war and economic crisis for a long time. Current role, Prime Minister of Yemen since 2019, previous experience, Deputy Finance Minister, and worked in many administrative posts. So just remember, Salim Saleh bin Brek, new Prime Minister of Yemen. Okay. Just sharing border with the Gulf of Aden. Friedrich Merz. The German Parliament, the Bundestag, elected Friedrich Merz as the 10th Chancellor of Germany. This election was the first time since World War II. That is second round of voting took place in the Bundestag. The elected German councillor, a candidate must receive an absolute majority of votes from the members of the Bundestag. If no candidate receive a majority in the first round, a second round of voting takes place as happened this time. The candidate is nominated to the Bundestag by the German president, but needs these votes of the members of the Bundestag to become chancellor. Okay, fine. Operation Shiva, let's see. Indian security forces have launched Operation Shiva to ensure the security of Amarnath Yatra. So Amarnath Yatra is coming, and it's very suspicious Yatra would be this year after this Operation Sindoor and Pahalgam attack. The kind of tension between the India and Pakistan, this Amarnath Yatra would be very kind of suspicious for, I mean, any such attack can be a possible threat. So this operation has been launched especially in the wake of this Pahalgam terror attack and increasing tension between the India and Pakistan. The Amarnath cave is located in the Anantnag district of Jammu and Kashmir at an altitude of 13,000 feet above sea level. This cave is one of the important pilgrimage site in India where the naturally formed ice shivaling is seen by the devotees every year. Okay, famous as Baba Barfani, this Shivalinga is considered as a symbol of the linga from the Lord Shiva. Two stalagmites made of ice in the cave are also considered symbols of Goddess Parvati and Lord Ganesha. So stalagmite is the landform in the ice area, glacier. Okay. Next, Airglow. Airglow photographed over the La Silla Observatory in the Atacama Desert, Chile. Atacama Desert, Chile, La Silla Observatory in the Atacama Desert, Chile. Let me ask you one question. Why in the western side of the continent we find desert? Why in the western side of the continent we find desert? Let me give you one example. The desert in India, Sahara Desert, Peru Desert. So why only you will find desert in the western margin of the continent? So you can answer it in the comment section, or you can answer later. You can, I mean, by writing an answer, you can drop that PDF in my group, Telegram group. Airglow occurs when atoms and molecules in the upper atmosphere emit light to release the excess energy when excited by the sun's ultraviolet rays. The process is airglow. Okay, so just remember, atoms and molecules in the upper atmosphere emit light to release their excess energy excited by the sun's ultraviolet rays, and that is known as airglow. Natural feature, airglow is always present in the night sky, but it is so faint that it is usually individual to the, I mean, it is usually invisible to the naked eye. You can't see in naked eye. Difference from aurora, there is a difference between airglow and aurora. Aurora, such as the aurora borealis, are produced by the fast moving particles from the solar wind, while airglow is produced only by the normal solar radiation. Okay, airglow. India will become the world's fourth largest economy in 2025. Okay, India is on track to overtake Japan to become the world's fourth largest economy in 2025, according to the International Monetary Fund April 25 Outlook report. Okay, so IMF has projected the size of Indian economy would grow and it will take the fourth place, replacing Japan. The IMF estimates that India's gross domestic product will reach 4.8187 trillion, slightly higher than Japan 4.186 trillion. This will put India behind only the US. China is in second number, Germany and Japan was in fourth number. Now India will be placed there. This forecast reflects India's rapid economic progress and strong growth momentum driven by consumption and investment. Okay, driven by consumption and investment, India GDP 4,187.02 billion. Okay, so as I have already told you, we have optional courses. If you want to join optional course, you can join us with respect to sociology optional. If you want to appear OCS exam through sociology, this would be your best optional. Okay. Similarly, we have geography optional. Similarly, we have the home science optional as well. Now, let's go for Odisha news. Odisha to team up with Amnex to provide AI data to farmers. Partnership objective. That means Odisha government has partnered with the Amnex. Odisha has partnered with the Amnex, Ahmedabad-based tech farm, to leverage AI and satellite data for better agricultural planning. Okay. Technology, the project will deploy Amnex AI tools and GIS enabled decision support system to aid farmers. Focus area. So what are those focus areas? Through this technology, weather forecasting, okay, pest and disease prediction, crop monitoring and yield estimation will be the key areas. Weather forecasting, pest and disease prediction, crop monitoring. Pilot launch, the initiative is set to be piloted in selected districts before scaling statewide. Department involved, the state's agriculture and farmers empowerment department is spearheading the project. Farmer empowerment, this move is aimed at increasing productivity, reducing losses and enhancing climate resilience because of the correct prediction. Okay, because of the correct prediction. Digital push aligns with Odisha's broader digital agricultural mission, India's push for start farming under Digital India. Next, DMF rule. What is this DMF? District Mineral Foundation rules to regulate fund transfer outside mining affected areas. Okay, so basically let me tell you what is this District Mineral Foundation. District Mineral Foundation, that is a foundation, has been made in 2015 in those districts where there are mines or mining activities are taking place. And what is the purpose of this fund? The purpose is, by mining activities, whatever health hazard or environmental degradation is going on, so this fund will help to rectify that, or in a way, or a simple way you can say, this fund or the foundation will help to achieve the welfare measures of those people are living in the district. So they will take the responsibility of education, they will take the responsibility of health, they will take the responsibility of sanitation, drinking water, better infrastructure, those basic necessities this fund will provide. Okay. Fund limitation, the new rules cap the diversion of DM funds to 25% of the total receipts of a district. Diversion of DM funds, yani ki it can be used for other purposes, that is only 25%. Ensures funds are primarily used for the welfare of the mining affected people and region. Okay, because mining affected people, they have multiple problems, health hazard, health disease problem. So through this DMF, it can be dealt with. Previous misuse, the amendment follows concern about DM funds being used for the unrelated urban projects, because it was a CAG report. Basically, you must have seen in the news, CAG has reported, or the findings of CAG Controller and Auditor General, the DMF fund has been misused in the urban infrastructure, road, the urban municipality, etc., instead of using in the welfare activities of the mining affected people. Transparency measures, enhanced tracking and reporting mechanisms have been proposed. Legal framework, the DMF operates under the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act 1957. So under this particular act in 2015, the DMF has been constituted. Impacted districts, mineral rich districts like Keonjhar, Sundargarh, Anugul are the key beneficiaries out of this DMF. Classical swine fever in Odisha. Classical swine fever is a highly contagious viral disease affecting pigs caused by the pestivirus. Odisha has reported sporadic outbreaks, especially in the tribal and the backward pig farming areas. So, due to this pig farming, this disease is increasing in Odisha, that is what we call the classical swine fever. The disease leads to high mortality in pig population, causing significant economic losses to rural farmers. So, rural farmers are losing their income. Symptoms including fever, hemorrhage, neurological sign, cyanosis, extremities in pigs. Vaccination program are implemented under the National Animal Disease Control Program. The Odisha government conducts awareness and surveillance to contain its spread in vulnerable districts. Cross-border pig trade, lack of biosecurity contribute to recurring this outbreak. Okay, so we need to have a proper surveillance, we need to have a proper vaccination, and we need to have a cross-check on this, because cross-border pig trade is a major reason behind this reoccurring of classical swine fever. Okay, let's come to the MCQs. Answer this. What is the name of the attack carried out by the Indian Armed Forces at the avenge of Pahalgam attack? Okay, Operation Sindoor. Next, which of the following statement with reference to Human Development Index, India's 2023 SDA ranking? So this is 2025, which should be 25. So this is 130th. So 136 no, 130th avagata as per 2025. So this statement is incorrect. Top performer Iceland, Norway and Switzerland, 0.972 and 0.97, 0.97. So answer is of course B, 2 only. Okay, B, 2 only. Next, consider the following statements. Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh will jointly establish country's first interstate cheetah conservation corridor covering 17,000 square kilometer under the wildlife sanctuary or wildlife conservation in India. The project will link Palpur Kuno National Park, Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary of Madhya Pradesh to Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve of Rajasthan. Answer is C. Both the statements are correct. Yes or no? Free trade agreement or treaty is an agreement to create a free trade area between partnered states in accordance with international law. The main purpose of an FTA is to reduce or eliminate tariffs, quotas and other trade barriers imposed on imports and exports. Okay. In this statement, second statement is correct, or in this question, second statement is correct, but it's not that to create a free trade area. There is no such provision under this. So answer is B, only 2. Okay. Next, Salim Sheikh only consider the following statements. Only consider the following statement. Salim Saleh bin Brek has been appointed as the new Prime Minister in Yemen. Yemen is bordered by the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden in the west, Oman and Saudi Arabia in the east. Yemen is bordered by the Red Sea. Okay. In the western part, you can say, in the western part, Red Sea. In the southern part, it's Gulf of Aden. Okay. So Red Sea and Gulf of Aden in the west jo achi eta ku wrong kahi parandi. So it's Red Sea only in the west, Gulf of Aden is in south, southern part of Yemen, and Oman and Saudi Arabia in the east. Oman is in you can say east, but in the north part Saudi Arabia would be there. Okay, so second statement is incorrect, first statement is correct, only one. You can see the map, let me show you. Yes, Yemen, Gulf of Aden is in south, west Red Sea, north Saudi Arabia, and eastern part, that is Oman. Okay. Next. With reference to Odisha's partnership with Amnex, consider the following statements. The initiative aims to use AI and satellite data for the military intelligence. The pilot project will be implemented by Odisha's Agricultural Department. Amnex is a company based in Bhubaneswar. Answer is what? Answer is 2 only, because it's a Gujarat company, Ahmedabad. Okay, you can connect the dots. So it's a Gujarat company, Ahmedabad. Just remember, Amnex, Ahmedabad. Next. So answer is A, 2 only. Which of the following statements about the amended DMF rules in Odisha is correct? The amendment allows 100% of DMF funds to be used for the state capital projects. It restricts DMF funds uses to 25% for projects outside the mining areas. B is the answer. Okay, B. What is the primary purpose of the District Mineral Foundation? Support the communities affected by the mining activities. Support the communities affected by the mining activities. Which of the following best describes classical swine fever? C. Viral disease affecting pigs caused by the pestivirus. Okay. So this is mains question. You can write, and this is the second mains question. First one is on AI regarding this transforming agricultural practice. How, simply you can say the application of AI in agricultural practices in India. This is the first question. Second question is DMF. Okay. Critically examine the recent amendments in Odisha's DMF rules in light of the fund transparency and equitable development. Now, yesterday we had these two questions, Dharanidhar Naik and its contribution to Odisha's freedom struggle. Dharanidhar Naik was a tribal leader, a freedom fighter from which district? Keonjhar district. Okay. So these are few informations about early life and background, but if you see directly in the contribution, so 1891 to 1901, that's early resistance. He was quite active in the Keonjhar district, Keonjhar division. Naik led a mass tribal revolt against the oppressive rule of the Keonjhar king and the British interference in the tribal and land rights and forest access. He galvanized tribal communities by emphasizing traditional rights, promoting unity among various tribes like Bhuyas and Juangs. Tribal included tax refusal, forest rights assertion. So basically, the Begari, okay, Beti Begari, the kind of taxes they were giving. Similarly, he was captured and imprisoned because the movement was suppressed easily by the Britisher. His struggle inspired later movements like the Prajamandal allegation and Jharkhand and Odisha tribal rights movement. Next question is the draft eco-sensitive zone. So let me tell you this few things about the eco-sensitive zone. As per the Environmental Protection Act 1986, this eco-sensitive zone has been identified. Generally, the area beyond the protected area is considered as an eco-sensitive zone. So let's say this area is considered as the eco-sensitive zone, which is also known as the buffer zone. This buffer zone, okay. So buffer zone, why there is a need of buffer zone? Because there is a possibility of movement of wildlife beyond this protected areas, or there is a possibility of human habitation beyond this protected areas, which is a threat to wildlife, or and in other way is a threat to the human habitation. So to minimize or to for this zero human and wildlife conflict, we have generally made this buffer zone. Okay, but in recent draft of the Odisha government has done in case of Satkosia Tiger Reserve, the area beyond the protected area of the Satkosia Tiger Reserve, the government has identified only up to 1 kilometer as ecological sensitive zone. And specifically in the northwestern area, 2 points have been identified where there is zero eco-sensitive zone. That means there is no such demarcation of eco-sensitive zone, right? Then what is the implication of this? Since we have not demarcated the zero or eco-sensitive zone in those areas, so there could be a possibility human habitation can enter into the protected area and wildlife can enter into the urban areas or the human habitation. So there is a possible increase in the what we call the wildlife and human being or man conflict. So we have to minimize this. So alternatives have to be made to minimize this wildlife and man conflict or human being conflict. So it's a threat to the protected areas. Okay. So this is the basic background of this particular question. You can easily write. So critically analyze implications of this for the conservation and suggest measures for the improvement. Okay. I think you know this, UNESCO's Man and Biosphere Reserve, we have this like core, buffer and transition. Core, buffer and transition. Why these three regions have been identified under this in this protected areas or the biosphere reserve? Only for this, because wildlife you cannot restrict with a fence, right? They will move beyond their protected areas. So for that we need a buffer zone. Recently, I think we have already discussed that Similpal Tiger Reserve has been given the status of national park. Although government was demanding it since 1980, only in 2025 this national park status have been given. Now why these so many years, why this status have not been given? Only because there are human habitation inside the Similpal Tiger Reserve, which violates the norms of the national park. Right? Man and Biosphere Reserve, we can just give a reference. So only for the understanding I am discussing this, you can just give a reference. But main focus would be the what is eco-sensitive zone. First you have to write, this is the key word. So first you write in the introduction, what is eco-sensitive zone, right? And just highlight what has been mentioned in the draft. Okay, that means 1 kilometer they have identified as an eco-sensitive zone, except the northwest region of the Satkosia Tiger Reserve. That means there is no such eco-sensitive zone in the northwestern region. Where what are the possible implications? Then write the implications. And in that implication you write possible threat to wildlife, possible increase of human wildlife conflict. So in implication you can simply write, and then you need to give the suggestions or suggest measures to improve this. Then you can write, we have to demarcate, we have a proper buffer zone, okay, under this man and biosphere reserve kind of thing. So there will be no such human activities. All those things you can highlight. Done? Everything is fine? or any other query from your side, you can ask. So, Abhyas Prelims test series we have. Those who are planning to appear prelims in July, you can go for this test series because practice is must before you go for the exam. Practice is must. This I have already told you, sociology optional. We have this Paripurna batch as well. Okay. And this is geography optional and home science optional. And this is what we call the Arambha batch. Let me show you detail of this Arambha batch. If you have not decided yet whether to prepare yourself or self preparation, or you want to join a coaching, the better I would say you just decide it whether you want to join a course or you want to prepare yourself. See, this is Aram batch of Odisha PSC. Okay, 1,000+ hours of live lecture, which would be in English and Hindi. Best faculty in the industry, they will teach you. Crux lecture notes available both in English. See, I have received few calls just after mains, and those students, they are quite disappointed because they said, sir, question was good, question was easy, but the only thing I faced a challenge, I did not have a proper notes which I can produce in the exam or exam hall or in the answer sheet. So that is absolutely correct. If you do not have a proper answer, if you do not have proper notes, you cannot write a particular answer within a 7 minutes given time. Okay, so better I would suggest, if you are preparing, you should have notes for every topic given in the syllabus. So crux we are giving. We are also giving one-to-one mentorship as well. Mentor which will guide you throughout your journey, handwritten notes for the quick revision, special focus on the Odisha specific topics. This time they have increased the number of questions from Odisha. And daily homework practice to sharpen your skill. Weekly current affairs session would be there, module wise test after completion of syllabus, exclusive session for the essay writing, unlimited recorded classes, and prelims test series also we are giving complimentary, that is 12 test. Okay, and these are the faculties you must have seen in YouTube channels, and they will teach you different subjects. If you want, you can go through this what we call demo classes. Okay, so if you want to join, it's very easy because batch is starting from 10th of May. You can simply put your number, you will get one OTP. So you just try to enter that OTP as well. Let me show you. You just enter the OTP and then again buy now, and now it's 2 offers available, and simply write my code ZAIN live and apply. So after that you will get discount of this much, so only 12,000 you have to pay, right? So those who want to join, you decide yourself. If you have any doubt, if you want to discuss with me, you can also reach out to me through my Telegram or any other mode. Okay, so this is what you have to use, JN Live. That's it from my side. And Telegram channel you can join to get the PDF. Facebook and Insta also you can follow me. You can ask me any query through this mode. Okay. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.